Well, today is like day 2 of trying to do my rectal syringes without using absolutely any baking soda, not even like a little tidbit. And uh-oh, let's focus. Basically, I was recommended I do this because one of the viewers, you guys did it. The baking soda was basically making it weaker. So of course I had to try it. And so the first day was not the best. I told you guys I had some discomfort. There's a little bit of like, I don't want to say burning because like that makes it sound like it's really painful, but it was just uncomfortable, like a lot of like tingling because just glutathione being a sulfur, I don't know, it's just, it can be irritating, especially to certain body parts. I remember even doing when I was on the Naturalistics, their glutathione IV power powder, when I would put that underneath my tongue, like even that would kind of like irritate, like the really sensitive part underneath my tongue. So some of these are just, it is what it is. This might have been a bad idea by this plant. But so I did the first day and I was trying to use the same amount of water I would usually use when I'm doing baking soda and glutathione. So yeah, I did it. I mean, it was good. I kept it in for a pretty long amount of time. I was able to go to sleep with it, so I don't know exactly how long I kept it in, but it was, you know, hours on hours on hours. And so last night I had much better results. Last night I decided with my big brain, I used my big brain and I added more water just so I could get it from that milky white color to just a completely clear dissolved. So basically what I did was I took my 10 milliliter syringe and then I used some just tap water from my sink and filled it all the way up. So just like I pulled that stopper all the way back, I squirted it into my little glass cup, and I'm still doing 4,000 milligrams. I recommend those of you who are starting off on glutathione for the first time to start with at least 6,000 milligrams, like at least. If you want to go 10,000, 12,000, that's not unheard of. It just depends on your wallet and how much you can afford to take. But so yeah, I'm doing 4,000 milligrams, which 4,000 milligrams, I think it's also good for if you're trying to get results, but also if you want to maintain. I think if you're trying to maintain your color, usually people recommend 2,000 milligrams, like 1,000 to 2,000, but I think 4,000 could still be, you'll still get results, but it's definitely going to be like at a slower pace as opposed to taking at least like 6,000 milligrams. But moving on, I used more water, so I guess I used the whole 10 milliliters of water, and then I actually went back in for just a little bit more water. How much water it was, I really don't know. It was just like this much, just to add to the mixture. I kind of like overshot it because once I put my 2 scoops of glutathione in there, like, and I mixed it around, it basically went completely clear. So I could have probably got away with honestly just the 10 milliliters of water. So I did that, and then I made sure that I cleaned off the syringe from all of, like, you know, the water and the glutathione, just so I wouldn't have any irritation. And then I added my coconut oil and then administered it. And I had no issues. There was no tingling. There was no, it didn't feel like anything was on fire or burning. I was being kind of dramatic, but sometimes it can be pretty uncomfortable. So I think if you're on 5,000 milligrams or 6,000 milligrams, using the entire 10 milliliters of water in your syringe, probably that'll be perfect for you. If you're doing more, then obviously you're gonna have to use more, but anything under 5,000 to 6,000 milligrams, it should dissolve perfectly in like 10 milliliters of water. And you shouldn't feel anything. Like I inserted it, and it's like, it's still a small amount of water. And so what she had said was that doing it without adding the baking soda, she was able to retain it way longer. And you know, for those of you who are having issues, and because baking soda and glutathione are both stimulants, so just adding more water can help you kind of you know, not make it as, I mean, it's still gonna be strong, don't get me wrong. It's still glutathione in the water, but it's gonna make your body able to hold it in. I went to sleep, and then I think I had to basically release everything probably around after 7 hours. I didn't quite make it all the way to the morning, but after, yeah, about 7 hours I did, and it made lots of bile. Like everything happened as normal. I am noticing a bit of a glow, but I'm confused. I started back up on my chamomile and hibiscus tea topical, where I just put it in a spray bottle and spray it all over my body like twice a day. I started back up on that. I had ran out of the mixture and I just didn't make it again for like probably 48 hours or so. I don't know. I was lacking. This has just been a weird week. So I did that, and so I'm not sure if it's more of because of that, because I do find that when I use that chamomile blend, it will make my skin feel so soft, but also look really good too. It helps with cell turnover, but you won't see it. It's not going to actively fall off and flake like if you were to use something stronger like a lactic acid or a bearberry extract type topical, but it will kind of take off dead skin. I don't know. How do I explain this? You're not going to be able to see the dead skin coming off, but like I still feel like it's happening. But for those of you who want something more aggressive, then obviously stick with like your acids and something like that. But yeah, I just did that again, so I'm not sure if that's why I feel like things look different. Either way, this is only day 2 of doing this method without using any baking soda, so it's way too soon for me to say anything. I just wanted to share because I was surprised last night that, like, why did it take me so long to figure out that I just had to add more water? Like, I could have just added more water. I don't have to worry about neutralizing it with baking soda. Everything completely dissolves, crystal clear. It doesn't feel like my bum's on fire. Like, sometimes like the simplest answer is just like right there in front of us the whole time. So yeah, for those of you who are having issues with it or want to try this method, that's why I'm sharing it. We don't really know if this makes it stronger, like not adding the baking soda. Like I really don't know yet, but that's why I'm testing things out. And so we'll see within the next few weeks what it is. And then obviously if it is like a thumbs up, like a yes, it is better to do it without adding anything to the glutathione, then I will make some updated videos so everyone can be on the same page. But for now, this is where we're at, and if you're having issues with discomfort, definitely try this method. It's a great way to get your glutathione, and you might notice that you're able to, you know, hold it in longer, which I think that's a great thumbs up. I like to do this at night because, like I said, when you're doing rectal syringes, your body's like producing bile, a lot of it, and so you're gonna see some like bloating. So maybe during the day you don't want your belly to be bloated out. It's about, the bloating isn't anything too crazy. It kind of looks like you just ate like a whole dinner. Maybe like not quite Thanksgiving where you're ready to like go take a nap and lay down, but you will definitely, you know, have a pudge, and until you let that bile out, it doesn't go back down. So that's why I like to do mine at night. I noticed that there's less gas without using the baking soda, so I 100% like that. With the water, even though it is more water than what I normally use, it still isn't like an enema, so everything is still going to get absorbed by that gland. That gland is like only 1 to 2 inches in your rectum, and that's where whatever you put in there is going to get directly into your bloodstream. So this isn't so much water that it's like bypassing that gland and going like into your colon, and then where it'll go into like your intestines. And because usually when you're doing an enema, you're using tons of water, like 2 to 4 cups of water. This is just it's really still a little bit of water, even 10 milliliters, and it definitely isn't going to release and move caked up excrement that are in your bowels like an enema would, but it will get the bile production going, and it'll help you to boost your glutathione naturally, and also whatever you're supplementing.